I'm Chef Leslie Durso, and if you're like me, you love to travel and to eat locally. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need a passport for it. All you need is a fork. Welcome to Around the World in 80 Plates. So today, we're going to Cuba, my friends. We're going to Cuba with my dear friend, Rashad Jennings. You know him as a former NFL football player, a New York Times best-selling author, and winner of Dancing with the Stars, which is so cool. And today, we're going to Cuba to make some ropa vieja.
Ropa Vieja.
He almost got it that time.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Have you ever been to Cuba?
I have not. I have not been to Cuba before.
Okay, well guess what? Neither have I. But I know a lot of Cuban people, and a lot of Cuban people have taught me how to cook. And the national dish of Cuba is ropa vieja. And it's traditionally made with beef that's stewed for many hours, and they break it apart and it gets shredded. So obviously we're not using beef today because we were making it top 9 free and vegan. So we were going to actually be using shredded jackfruit.
Jackfruit.
In this
Love
dish.
jackfruit.
Yeah, jackfruit is delicious.
Really
jackfruit is a fruit from Southeast Asia that when you buy it green and unsweetened, you can cut it and easily shred it, and it's really delicious substitute when you're making things meat-free. So you ready to get cooking?
Let's do it.
All right, you're in front of the pan, so that means
I'm in charge
you're
over
in
here.
charge. I'm just the little sous chef in this episode.
Okay.
All right, you ready? All right, so first, as the pan is cold,
Okay.
we're gonna put in a couple tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay, easy enough.
Just kidding.
Oh, I'm like, did I mess up already?
No. A little bit more. Perfect. So to that, we're gonna do garlic.
All right.
This is 4 cloves of garlic chopped up because you know I'm Italian and I love my garlic.
Ain't nothing
And
wrong with garlic.
Guess what? So do Cubans. Okay, you don't have to stir that yet because that's still turned off.
Okay.
We're also gonna do onion.
Onion just makes everything better.
Yeah, it's one of the bases for almost everything out there. It does make everything better. And then we're also gonna do some chili flakes, some dried chili flakes, just to give it a little bit of heat. And chili flakes are great because it's not like a slap in the face kind of a heat. It's kind of a nice, warm, lovely heat. So we're gonna do just a pinch and a half. And now we're gonna turn the heat on. And let me tell you why. So we're not going to get this.
Is it blazing hot? Are we putting it to max or are we putting it on low?
No, we really want it to be on like medium high. You never want to cook anything on high. The only reason why high is on the dial is to boil water, in my mind. Don't ever cook anything on high unless you're searing or boiling water. So, but we start with this all cold because we want to infuse that oil. So when you heat up the oil first and then throw the ingredients in, the ingredients get shocked and immediately fry and tense up. But if we put everything in cold and then bring it to temperature together, the peppers and the garlic and the onions are gonna infuse that oil, and you're gonna get much more evenly distributed, beautiful flavors through your dish and no bitter burn taste.
Wow.
So now you're gonna give that a nice little stir.
Stir about.
You can do it and
Ropa.
kind of bust up those onions a little bit. Yeah. This is so exciting. I never have anybody cook for me.
You know, that's why I'm here.
What's your
I'm here to
specialty?
My specialty, let's say avocado toast.
Avocado
I can do
toast.
those pretty good.
All right, well,
do
that's
those
also
pretty good.
vegan, which I love.
Yes.
What do you put on your avocado toast?
Depends. Obviously, you chop up I put the avocado first, smashed onions, garlic, salt, pepper, vinegar oil, mash that up. Then I'm gluten free.
Yeah.
100%. So we find some gluten free bread, toast it, and just put it on. But always egg whites too. I know that's, you know, kind of a no, I'm
Not
learning.
top 9 free.
Yee. But now that I'm learning, I might have to find a substitution. What would be a good substitution to put on avocado toast other than egg whites?
Well, if you did soy, like a good tofu scramble on top of avocado toast is delicious.
Okay.
And then also veggies are great. Nutritional yeast, some roasted red bell pepper, some fresh tomatoes and radishes, grilled corn. Pickled red onions is amazing. That just literally gave you 25 options.
Yeah.
I go a little crazy when people ask me questions about food.
Yeah, talk about food. What can you date back to being a youngin' and remember the first meal that you prepared for somebody other than yourself? I'm asking you to pull back in your inventory a little bit, Bennett.
Yeah, I mean, being Italian, I started cooking as soon as I could stand. And I think one of my first food memories was making pasta with my great-grandmother. She didn't speak that much English and she was hysterical. And she would roll out pasta sheets bigger than this counter. And she'd just take my hands and get them right in there and show me how to do it, which was so cool. So that's kind of the first memory I have of cooking. But as far as me cooking something for someone else, I don't know. I'd say probably in middle school, I started taking over a lot of the family cooking duties, and I would get all of these crazy cookbooks from like the 1960s and 70s and make all sorts of weird concoctions.
So it's a love of yours. It sounds like a true passion.
Yeah, I love it. And thank you to my family who sat through a lot of really bizarre dinners.
That's what makes it fun, though.
They're still my favorite taste testers, though, because I know that they are straight up with me. So if they like a recipe, I know it's going to be good. And reverse, if it's bad, it's bad. All right, onions are going. We're going to add in peppers. Okay. So we're going to do green, red, and yellow, because actually they all have slightly different flavors. They can be sweet and savory, and even a little bit sweeter. Just like you.
Savory and sweet. So I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because you know you have so many fans.
Not as many fans as you have.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's debatable. If there was a young you that was watching the show and wanted to learn how to cook and what to focus on and what not to and what to listen. There's a lot of information in the world.
Yeah.
What free advice would you give a young you that's trying to become a renowned chef?
Experiment. And I will also speak more to their parents and say let them experiment and encourage them to experiment and encourage them to learn and read cookbooks with them and read educational books with them and just get them out there. And parents always ask how to get kids to eat veggies, and I love that question too because when I stopped eating meat when I was 7, and so my mom would always play this game with me where we'd go to the grocery store and she'd let me pick out one item from the produce department, whatever I wanted. So I always picked out the weirdest thing I could find. And then she would say, yeah, let's do it. Let's get a daikon radish and we'll figure out what to do with it and how to make it. And it was just so fun and just really encouraged me to try new things and learn. And we all enjoyed it as a family. Like some things were bigger hits than others, but it was always fun. Because cooking should be fun.
Right.
Because you can feel the love and the energy when you're cooking. That's all food is to me, is an exchange of energy and an exchange of love. So if you're happy and you're putting like all this excitement into a dish, that's what people are going to get from it when they're eating it. And even more so to make nutritious food for them, you're like nurturing their bodies. You know what I mean? So in turn, nurturing their minds and just, it's a beautiful thing.
That's
it's a
awesome.
beautiful thing. I
appreciate that. And it is. It brings everybody to the kitchen. It's home.
Yeah.
Bring family.
It is. It is. All right, those look fantastic. I'm going to add in our jackfruit, the star of our dish.
Star of the dish.
And when you're using, this is canned jackfruit. You can find canned green jackfruit in a lot of places now. You just want to make sure you rinse it so well. It can tend to have a little bit of a bitterness to it if you don't. All right, so give that a big once over. You want a different tool? Let's see. Here, give these guys a try.
Nice. Whoop.
I gotta get you bigger pans.
I'm telling you.
You got a thing about keeping everything in the pan.
Hey, I'm gonna make a mess in the kitchen.
That's okay, that's okay.
I'm experimenting. See, that's what
yeah.
I'm taking your advice.
I like it a lot. All right, so while that's going, I'm gonna start adding in our spices. So we're gonna create a lot of depth of flavor here. Are you excited?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too, and I'm very excited. All right, so we've got some smoked paprika, you know, one of my favorite spices. It's going in. Followed by some dried oregano, which is a staple when you're making any sort of Latin food. We've got some cumin, another staple in the Latin pantry, and a little bit of allspice. This is gonna give it a little bit of depth and you don't even know where it's coming from. And then you wanna give that a nice, good stir. You want all of that coated. And we're gonna add a little bit of tomato paste because this is gonna help thicken and just bring all of those flavors together.
How important are spices inside of a meal?
Depends on if you like your food bland or not. Spices are incredibly important when you're cooking, especially the combos. And so you really wanna play with that a lot. And I suggest that you smell your spices. So if you're not sure if two things are gonna go together, kind of hold them near your nose at the same time and smell them together. And if it smells good, they'll probably go together. But if it smells terrible, it's probably a good idea that you skip that combination. That's kind of my way of reasoning behind it.
Trust in the scent, I like it.
Yeah, all right, are all those spices coating that
I think
that
they're mixing well.
Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so we're gonna kind of deglaze with a little bit of white wine. This is a dry white wine. We're using Pinot Grigio today, because you know, I'm Italian. We gotta add a little Italian in there.
Okay. So
And now,
white wine, why wine inside of this?
Well, so wine or beer, really, any sort of alcohol. And you want to use alcohol because it's one of the 3 flavor conductors. So if you think about food, there are 3 things that you can add to it to enhance the flavors without adding extra flavor ingredients. So alcohol is one, as I just said. Can you guess what the other 2 are? We actually are going to have all 3 in this recipe, which is very exciting.
Wine is one?
Yeah, well, alcohol in general. Because
alcohol.
you can cook with beer, you can cook with vodka, you can cook with tequila. I cook with it all.
I have no idea. Olives?
Not olives.
One?
But olive oil.
Okay.
So fat is another one. So obviously why you saute things in oil is to bring out the flavors of those items. And then lastly, you have no idea.
I don't even know where to start.
The simplest ingredient out there.
So.
Water.
Water.
Think about it, soups, stocks, anything like that, the water is gonna really, again, incorporate all of the flavors of your ingredients.
Nice.
Okay, so speaking of, we've got a little veg broth right here, which is water-based, and that's gonna go in as well as some diced tomatoes. All right. You're looking good there.
Making it happen.
You're
This
making it
smells,
happen.
it's starting to smell good.
Yeah, it is.
So, and typically, how soft do you want the peppers?
You want to let them hang out. So at this point, we're probably going to let it hang out for about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot your favorite ingredient.
Olives. You know what? I'm not a big olive fan,
I know.
must say. However, I'm anxious to see what it tastes like in this.
I think you're going to enjoy it in this. So these
We'll
are green
see.
olives with the pimentos inside, which are a kind of pepper. And so we're just going to do, I won't do too many because I know, you have an aversion, but you're not going to after you have this dish. So now we're just going to kind of let it sit for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally, and we're going to let all those flavors get married in there.
Okay.
That is looking amazing and smelling amazing. So we're just gonna kind of let it do its thing for the next like 5-10 minutes and get all those flavors nice and married. And we're gonna serve it with some rice and Cuban beans.
Sounds good.
I hope you're hungry.
I am hungry, I'll tell you that. I
Okay,
came
good.
hungry.
Okay, good. All right, I've got our beans and rice, and let's get some of that Ropa Vieja onto our plates.
Look at there. Vegan, no meat, no top 9.
Top 9 free.
Top 9 free. Dairy free.
All of the frees. This is basically free food.
Cook with love. I love it.
Cooked with nothing but love. All right, so we're gonna finish it with some fresh cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can bit this or use some fresh parsley for sure.
Okay.
But all right, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna, even though this is your dish, really. You made all of this.
Hey, I tried. You know?
You did a great job.
Try and you shall succeed. Look at there. Look
There
at
you
that.
go,
Now that's a
sir.
meal right there.
Right?
That smells good.
Right? All right.
Can we
well,
dive in?
Let's do it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, I want to get a little.
You're gonna tell me what you think of that olive.
Tastes good.
Yeah?
Let me get some of that olive in there, I'll tell you.
Try an olive. Moment of truth. You took so much with all that, you don't even taste the olive.
I can taste the olive playing around. You know what? It ain't bad with everything mixed in. And it's not potent. I'm used to olives like taking over the food.
No, when it's properly done, it's infused and it's like a dance. All the ingredients play a role and they're dancing together.
Well, I know something about dance. I know a little bit about
You
that.
wanna show me a little something about that
I
dancing?
most certainly can. Let's go do it.
Can we eat first?
Let's eat first.
Okay.
Let's eat first. So that was an amazing Ropa Vieja. I've never had that before. We got to do it again.
You did great, thank you.
That was fabulous. Now, so you taught me something, how to move around in the kitchen. So let me teach you how to move around on the floor. You up for it?
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
I'm a lot nervous.
You got it. You got it. We're going to do salsa.
Okay.
All right, so in the early 1960s and 70s, it was big dance that came in from the Latin community. We're going to teach you how to do it.
Okay.
So you're going to take a step back on your right foot on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You know how it takes people forever just to learn this?
Well, call me a pro.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to demonstrate again. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to have you do the same thing. And we're mirroring each other, so it's the same steps for you. 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And then basic. Yes! Yes! That is awesome. You've never danced?
No. That was amazing. It's so much fun.
I love it.
I love it too. Where should we go next?